A strong desire backed by a stronger emotion makes a man achieve the impossible. Such impossible where he can even have kids born out of fire. Is it sounding unbelievable? Then you should know the story of King Drupada and his children Drishtadyumna and Draupadi. Did you notice? The heroines of our two greatest epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata, were not biologically born. While Ma Sita was born out of earth, Draupadi Devi was born out of fire. Jai Shriman Narayana, I am the Pauranika. Welcome to the 39th episode of Sri Mahabharata as written by sage Vedavyasa. After killing Bakasura, who was torturing the people of Ekachakra, Bhima silently left the body of the dead Rakshasa at the city entrance and went back home. The Pandavas continued to live in the guise of poor Brahmanas until a learned man arrived in the city, and his arrival led to the turning point of the lives of Pandavas. A scholarly Brahmana came to the city of Ekachakra, and the man who gave shelter to Pandavas hosted that scholar as well. Hearing about his arrival, all the people of the city came to meet him and hear his discourse. So did the Pandavas. Almost at the end of the discourse, the learned Brahmana briefly mentioned about the Swayamvaram of Princess Draupadi that was going to take place in the kingdom of Panchala. He also mentioned that she was born out of sacred fire of a yaga. For reasons unknown to them, Pandavas felt curious to know her story. Later, they asked the scholarly Brahmana to tell them the story of Draupadi and Drishtadyumna's birth in detail. The Brahmana then told them the story of the animosity between Drona and Drupada and how Arjuna defeated Drupada and gave his kingdom as Guru Dakshina to Dronacharya. That Brahmana then told Pandavas that Drupada, who was insulted by Dronacharya, felt a strong desire to take revenge. At the same time, he was overwhelmed by the might and strength of Arjuna. He felt his existing children and relatives cannot avenge his insult. He wanted a son who can kill Drona. At the same time, he wanted a daughter who can marry Arjuna. While he was looking for someone who can perform a yaga and help him with achieving that objective, he came across a hermitage in the banks of Ganga. That hermitage was the residence to many learned sages, and two of them were sages Yaja and Upayaja. With the hope of getting their help, he invited both of them to his kingdom along with their students. There, one day, while serving Upayaja, Drupada asked him, "Great sage, I wanted to have a son who can kill Drona. Please perform a yaga for it. I will give you 1,000,000,000 cows." However, Upayaja blatantly denied to do so. Still, Drupada continued to serve him. Then one day, after almost a year, Upayaja, who was impressed by Drupada's devotion, told the king to ask his brother Yaja to perform the yaga, as his interest in material desires hasn't completely gone. "I think he will be interested in doing such deeds," said Upayaja. Then Drupada went to Yaja and asked him of his heart's desire. He asked Yaja to perform a yaga, and in return he would give him 1,000,000,000 cows. Yaja accepted the proposal and the arrangements started for the yaga. Due to the workload, he involved his brother Upayaja too in the yaga, and though uninterested, Upayaja participated in it. He performed a mighty fire sacrifice, at the end of which he called Drupada's wife to take the offerings. However, the lady said that her mouth had flavors of betel leaf and her body had fragrances, and she could come in only after a while. Then Yaja said, "I prepared the offering and Upayaja blessed it with mantras. It will make Drupada attain his heart's will with or without you." He said so, and he finished the yaga. Then from the fire, a man emerged. He wore an armor and stepped out of the fire. A voice from the sky told the assembly of people that the mighty warrior will attain great fame for his family and will kill Dronacharya. Then the people of Panchala gave loud cheers for the man. Then she arrived. From the center of the Yajnavedi, the sacred fire, a maiden, Panchala princess of fine features and beautiful eyes. She was Shyama, of dark complexion, and looked like a celestial who took human form. She had the fragrance of a blue lotus that spread for miles around her. Her beauty had no match, and she was desired even by Devatas, Rakshasas and Yakshas. She, the daughter of Drupada, called Krishna for her dark complexion and Draupadi after her father's name. A voice from the sky said that this woman was born to fulfill a work of the divine and she would cause great fear in the hearts of Kauravas. Hearing this, the people of Panchala indulged in great celebrations. Then the queen requested Yaja that Drishtadyumna and Draupadi should consider her as their mother, though she did not bear them, and Yaja granted her heart's will. Later one day, Drupada from the people of his court heard about what had happened to the Pandavas in Varanavata. He was told that Duryodhana, with the help of his assistant Purochana, burnt the Pandavas and killed them in Lakshagriha, and Dhritarashtra, though pretended sorrow, was at the helm of the affairs and was very happy that Pandavas died along with Kunti. Drupada's heart was filled with sorrow. He cried as if his own sons died. He called for a meeting with his relatives and citizens of his kingdom and said, "It breaks my heart to think about Pandavas. Arjuna was of exceptional beauty and grace. His might had no match. His courage was inspiring. His skill had no match in all the three worlds, and he was invincible. I still can't believe that he died. Everyone knows that I wished for a daughter who can marry Arjuna. How can this happen now?" he cried. Then the ministers of his court advised him to announce Swayamvaram of Draupadi. "It is unbelievable to everyone. We too think that the Pandavas did not die but are there somewhere in hiding. Announce the Swayamvaram of Draupadi. If Arjuna is alive, he will definitely come." Their words comforted Drupada and he made the announcement. Later, the learned Brahmana who realized the boys to be Pandavas went to Kunti and said, "Kunti, I suggest you to go to Panchala along with your sons. The Swayamvaram is 75 days from now. Let your sons go there. She might choose one of the Pandavas. She might choose Arjuna himself. I am going there along with my students. If you like my idea, you and your sons can come with us." Kunti thought for a while and decided to go to Panchala. Thank you. Jai Sriman Narayana.